everyone here has opportunity. Just like Mr. Irrelevant, as you call it, everyone has to go to the NFL and play. So whether you drafted the first pick, fifth pick, last pick, you still got to go and perform. So really, the whole draft, in a sense, is irrelevant if you think about it.
You have a message for Mr. Irrelevant. He's the guy picked last. He's going to get a phone call on day 3. You guys get the red carpet. What's your message for him?
I know he'll be ready to play because that's a huge chip on his shoulder. But the guys picking for him, they better watch out.
What does your name mean?
No meaning up. Mom just made it up. He went with it.
There's a guy that has a name called Mr. Irrelevant. He's the player picked last. What's your message for Mr. Irrelevant?
He still got big. And he gets to go to California or somewhere like that.
At least you were drafted. I'm sure there are plenty of people who'd love to trade places with you. So enjoy yourself. And don't you get a trip or a gift or something?
Yeah, they get a huge banquet in Southern California, Newport, Disneyland.
That's not so bad, a
It's
consolation
pretty
prize.
nice.
You know what? I actually have a buddy back at school who's hoping for that Mr. Irrelevant pick because that fits his character, fits his demeanor perfectly, and that guy is just as deserving as I am, I guess.
Well, still be appreciative and thankful that you still got a chance to be drafted by a team, and you're in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you pick first or if you pick last. You're still in the NFL. You have the chance to be.
It's not how you get there, it's as long as you get there, man. You get to where you're going, and just get to work.
Leon, do you have a message for Mr. Irrelevant? He's the guy picked dead last. Gets no fanfare, no attention.
Well, Leon does not know how it feels to be last in anything, so I could not elaborate a message to Mr. Irrelevant because I can't even think on that stratosphere.
I think a bunch of Hall of Famers are late picks. I think you can talk to Tom Brady and get some good advice on that.
Mr. Irrelevant, yes, he's the last pick of the draft. He gets to take a trip at the end when it's all said and done, so it can't be that irrelevant.
Who is Mr. Irrelevant?
It's something, but I don't know how to describe it.
Mr. Irrelevant is one of the funnest things to do out of Southern California. Whoever gets picked is going to get treated to an awesome time down in Newport Beach.
Would you like to be Mr. Irrelevant?
No.
Would you like to be Mr. Irrelevant?
I'd love to be Mr. Irrelevant.
So what do you think of the Irrelevant pick? What are his chances of making an NFL team?
Slim to none. It's just like me getting on an NFL team.
Who is Mr. Irrelevant?
The last pick in the draft.
And what does he mean to you as a football fan?
Absolutely nothing.
What does it mean to be Mr. Irrelevant?
Nobody believes in you, and you gotta prove what you're worth. You gotta prove that you belong in the NFL.
Can you name any past irrelevants?
Can't say I can.
You have a message for Mr. Irrelevant, the guy that's picked last.
Tough luck.
We're here with the #1 overall draft pick for NFL Network and Mr. Irrelevant himself, Adam Rank and Rich Eisen.
Of NFL Network. He's #1. I am the lowest guy on the totem pole.
Being the last pick used to mean nothing. Now it means a lot.
It means a check. It means a Lozman trophy. It means a parade. It means a total access visit, too.
In the 7th round, the 254th and final pick for the NFL draft, this year's Mr. Irrelevant is the Indianapolis Colts selected Justice Hamilton. Cunningham.
Mr. Irrelevant is Justice Cunningham. He's a tight end out of South Carolina, and we look for good, hard-working young guys that'll come and help us get better during training camp.
Just to see where the last player is selected, who it's going to be, where he's from, what his backstory is. In this case, it's a really solid football player, a tight end that's very athletic, that can make a lot of plays. Sometimes you're wondering, who do I know this guy? Have I watched this guy? This is a pretty well-known player. Bad of a deal. I think about the person that got picked one ahead of him. He's got to be sitting here thinking, I was this close. Get to go out to California, have a good time in the sun, get to make the rounds and have a fun time. So yeah, it's a very good situation for the last pick.
And it doesn't matter if you're the first player drafted or the last player drafted. I'm really happy for Cunningham because he's a good player. As long as he blocks, as long as he works hard, he's got a chance of making that team.